Ben started off in Brooklyn, no money, a tough way to grow up. I want Ben to tell you a little bit about his story, because if this is not an example of the American dream, where he had to go to the military, and he will tell you the military saved his life, this guy has amassed a $500 million real estate portfolio. He has done it with virtually no other people's money. I want people to understand that you did this with your own money. I mean, you didn't go, you don't take other people's money. I've been begging you to take my money. This guy won't take your money.
I mean, honestly, you know, everybody has their own route to go down. Listen, if the only way you can get that deal done is with other people's money, you do it, okay? But me, I went a different route. I did a lot of little stuff, and then a lot of little stuff becomes big stuff, okay? So that was the route I went down, and but let me tell you, I did use other people's money. The banks. If it wasn't for borrowing from the banks, I couldn't do one deal. And I started out the same way a lot of people do. I was in my 20s. I started out with the hard money lender, and then from the hard money lender, built up a reputation with him. Then I went to a C lender. Then I went to a B lender, and now I'm at an A lender. But you gotta have the bank's money. You gotta line up the financing. Everything I've ever done in real estate was based on logic, what's logical, and common sense. And what I'm seeing now, I've been waiting. Ever since they took those interest rates from, I was living like a king, baby. If I told you what I was borrowing money at, you wouldn't believe me. When it was 0, and the bank tax on there, 1.5, 2 point spread, 2 points, baby, free money. We were living large when Trump was president. I'm just telling like it is. I lived it. I'm not making this stuff up. All right, so basically, residential market, don't worry, it's a different market. People got loans for 25, 30 years. They're gonna sit back and just ride away. They don't care, their rates fixed low. I got my house, I took a $12 million loan on my house. I swear to God, I locked it in 15 years, interest only, 2%. That's what I pay on my house.
Yeah.
That's my mortgage payment.
That's great.
All right, so now you got all these people that borrowed in commercial. Well, commercial doesn't go out. It's not for the regular person. It's a totally different real estate market. When I borrow money in commercial, I do a 3-year loan, a 5-year loan, or a 7-year loan. That's commercial, and it better be damn good commercial at 7-year. They may have some other government-assisted financing, I don't know, but typically, guys in the business, they're doing 3, 5, 7-year loans, okay? So basically, if they took that 3 or 5-year loan, or even 7, anytime before 4 years ago, they got locked into a low rate if they were smart enough to fix it. So basically now, time's gonna be up eventually, and they're getting closer and closer to when that sweet fixed rate is gone, and then they're subject to the market. And right now, they typically loan money against the SOFR rate. I mean, my banks typically go with SOFR. The bank tax on a couple of points on SOFR. I think SOFR is like 5.5 now. The bank's gonna tack on a couple of points at 7.5. They're gonna have to now go from seeing an interest payment every month on $1 million, if they were only paying 30 grand a year in interest, now they're gonna pay 70, am I right?
Right.
So there goes their cash flow. Well, if the cash flow goes down, then the return's down, and your property's not worth what it used to be. It's not gonna even meet its debt ratio.
I wanna, do me a favor and bring the mic over to my friends there that I met with last night. Raise your hand. Bring them the mic, please. And I wanna talk about something about Larry Steinhaus and you. So last night I told them, you need to talk to Larry about his method for buying and talk to Ben about his method for buying. But I want to ask you, because I know Larry's going to come up later, Ben, these guys, tell me the question you had about the 50 grand yesterday. You know my response, which was buy an income producing property. But ask Ben the question, give him your age, and tell him what you've done so far and kind of what you think Ben would give you advice to do.
My name is Michael Booya. I'm 26 years old. My name is Tyler Overmeyer, and I'm 25 years old.
And the question we asked Todd last night was, if you were our age and you had about 50 grand, how would you invest it?
We also met you the other night, Ben, too, but we didn't get down in the weeds of it, but we're very interested in hearing what you have to say, too.
All right, you guys are working, right?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, you filed tax returns in the past 2 years?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and are you paying rent right now?
No. Paying a mortgage.
You're paying mortgages. So you already own homes?
He owns a home. I pay rent.
Okay, the point is this. If you don't have a lot of money, you always want to protect what little money you got, okay? So you want to use as little as possible. The cheapest way for you to purchase a piece of property with the lowest down is either FHA or conventional. So what's the story?
I have 50 grand. He has 50 grand.
Oh, you got
We're
100 grand.
Yeah, two different families. I'm
Now
married.
we're talking,
He's
baby.
About it. Yeah, so basically, yeah.
All right,
50,
so it's real
50.
simple. You know, depending on where you live, you know, I'd recommend you go after what your level you're in. You got 100 grand? Well, that's gonna get you a $400,000 deal with 25% down if you just do a regular loan. You might still get 20, depends on your credit and, you know, and how good you look to the bank. So basically, you know what your budget is, 400, maybe 500. Focus on that range. What can you buy? What's the best deal? Whether it's a fourplex, it could be 8 units, you know, whatever you're around, whatever you can touch, find out what's the best deal you can buy for $500,000. And I highly recommend, if you're starting out, multifamily, apartments.
So he virtually, you know, I get my education from him. So we kind of said the same thing, right? We said last night. But focus on what he's saying, because there's so much residual benefits from what he's talking about. So he's saying buying a $500,000 place. But here's where Ben is a fucking masterclass. This guy is a masterclass on how I want everyone to pay attention to this part. You might already know it, but this is a guy that's done this. So Ben, you rolled up $500 million worth of real estate from a trickle of capital from a hard money lender. And tell them how often you pay taxes on that money.
My entire 30-year career, up until, and I'll be honest, I'm totally truthful, up until last year, I don't remember ever writing a check to the IRS for any sizable amount whatsoever. In fact, I get money back. I mean, you know, I never paid tax.
Now listen to me. Listen. Focus on this.
But
this
I play by the rules.
This guy has compounded money to a tune of $500 million, and the information I'm giving you, anyone can do this. This is a business that you can do if you want to do, and you can create a stream of income. And I don't understand, for the love of God, why so few people do it, Ben. Why do so people do it? Is it just too complicated?
I think a lot of people do it. Everybody in this room probably owns real estate. Now's the time for you to start looking hard. I've already participated in 3 auctions, okay, in the past 6 months that we bought apartment buildings at 50 cents on the dollar. Now, yes, they were the tough ones, but those are the ones that go first. They get rid of all the really, you know, hard deals first. Then it starts creeping up, but it's creeping up, and the good stuff is coming. It has to. These people cannot refinance. They don't want to make capital calls and buy down their debt. The banks are playing the game for about 2 years now. First, they started playing, let's pretend and extend that everything's okay. Pretend everything's okay and extend the loans out. You can only do that so long. Sooner or later, they got to face the music. You got to pay that money back. Now they've gone to delay and pray that Trump wins. So, and this is real. This is stuff that I learned from bankers, hard-level bankers. I owe the banks a few $100 million, well, 250. You know, so I know what's going on.
What's an extra 50
They're
million?
keeping it a secret right now. Wall Street, everybody who's loaned money out in the past 7 years is keeping it quiet.
So,
Because there's no way these properties can pay back that money.
the most important thing when you're going to get real estate advice is to make sure, really ask the people, show me the deals you've done. And Ben is so transparent with this that I've just found him to be very credible, because they've done the deals. They can show you them.
The point is this. You got to find what's right for you. Okay? I've had people and tell me, you tell me how to get buy a property with no money down, and I'll do it, no matter what it takes. And I told them it wasn't going to be easy. So basically, I said, go get your real estate license. Then, go look for the property that you want to buy, get approved by FHA. FHA is 3.5% down. All right, fine. You got your approval on your FHA financing. You got your real estate license. You found a deal you want to buy. You negotiate with the seller, and the commission is 3%.
When you get all caught up in your stuff, you need someone else to look at it, just to give you a fresh set of eyes, just to give you an idea of, hey, have you thought about something different? And it works every time. Give it up for Ben Mallah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.